Oh dear god, are we honestly gonna be using the same map as Hanochi Temple in the previous campaign? Please tell me they've got more than one map for Kyoto in this game. Sure, I'm not surprised that a number of maps are being reused over and over again, but in many cases it's because we've been going through the same battle from a different perspective. Ugh. It's like the game designers don't really know what to do with Magoichi other than give him a distinctive appearance and a cutscene that focuses on him. As much as I enjoy playing as the character, it's hard not to notice that most of his campaign is rather blatant filler. What, we're just going to ignore that there are other clans in Japan that aren't under Oda rule right now? Again? I'd have liked some reason for Magoichi to have a grudge in this game other than, we already fought him for this long, let's keep going! Then use both hands to carry it or set it against your shoulder like a normal person. But no, you want to hold it in a less official way to look cool. If you feel there's no point in resisting, why did you fight so long in the first place? And why have you forgotten what happened to the last monk who tried surrendering? Killed for bothering to surrender. I feel like I'm the only person paying attention to the events that have been going on here. Granted, it's a familiar feeling after all the games I've LP'd so far, but still annoying! Huh. Seems to be some temporary walls here that don't exist when Mitsuhide did his betrayal in the previous campaign. And for some reason, they have Goemon's picture on the... Still, it's the same terrain we fought in not too long ago, but I can kind of appreciate the minor change of things. But I can't help wondering why we get that kind of change in a mission like this, but don't get any noticeable terrain changes at all when we revisit a given castle during those kinds of missions. And I've also got to admit, I'm surprised we apparently killed Mitsuhide before he gets to pull off his most infamous act. Am I supposed to cheer or just ignore that we killed the guy and move on to the next nearest officer? Okay, not officer. For some reason the strongholds actually mean something in this mission. And now I can't help wondering if and when I'll ever get around to playing the Gundam Dynasty Warriors games. As far as I remember, that's the only sub-series where capturing territory is a pretty solid thing to do. But I've got plenty of other games I want to get around to LPing and no real priority list for any of them. Hell, I still haven't finished the commentary on Mass Effect 2 yet, and I still have to get around to Assassin's Creed 2. That series has proven to be quite the monster. Aha! So since Mitsuhide isn't going to be the one to do it this time, looks like Nobunaga will have the pleasure of setting the capital on fire. Oh, come on! After this long fighting against the Oda, you have to know Nobunaga would do this kind of crap at the first opportunity against any of his foes. Seriously! The monks in this campaign have been coming across as completely without convictions and completely incapable of realizing that Nobunaga doesn't want them to surrender. He just wants them to die. Sorry, milady, looks like we have a time limit and we can't afford to dance with you for long.
皆の者かかれ。
Right, now that we don't have to worry about a city made of paper and wood going up in flames, time to get back to slicing apart the officers. Again! Did you forget that the last monk who surrendered was also killed? Simple pattern recognition here, Kenyo! Considering you aren't going to show up in any of the later games, do you really want your only appearance to be this submissive in the face of death? You don't get to say it's fate when talking to the man who's won absolutely every battle he's been in. We have been carrying your pathetic army, and I see no reason why you thought now was the time to surrender when we've been regaining the city and prevented the enemy's big fire attack. Not much point in morale rising when we're surrendering. Again?
負けちゃった。
Oh, I think I have more of a right to feel annoyed about losing right now, considering the bullshit going on. Especially when we've got a story that just doesn't know what parts of history to take as immutable, and 5 mission campaigns that don't give the characters too much of a chance to develop. Hell, they don't even try to let us see them grow outside of the level up system and the occasional more powerful weapon we find. For example, it's not like the reminder of what Magoichi's fighting for has any weight here. I know there are an absurd number of characters in this game, but the later games in this series do a better job making campaigns feel satisfying, even though they expand the cast. I suppose the 4th game gave factions campaigns instead of giving each individual character something special. That felt like kind of a turn-off for me. I wonder why it is that an actually reasonable design decision, considering the sheer number of characters Samurai Warriors gets, makes me feel uninclined to play the game too much. But the numerous screw-ups in this first game, while annoying, just don't push me away. Is it the sheer number of Dynasty Warriors games the company had under its belt at point A, as opposed to point B? Or something else that made the technically superior game less appealing for me? Not that there's really too much point in talking about the 4th game when we're still on the first one, other than to kill time while I wait for something more worthy of talking about come about. Even if, for some reason, Nobunaga accepts this surrender, which feels a bit absurd after the last time we saw someone try, the fact that we're still fighting is probably going to hurt that monk's case. Not that we know enough about the guy in this game's story to in any way sympathize with his position. He's just someone with a unique appearance that will never appear again in this series, and will never be a playable character. Hell, in far too many of the missions in this game, we don't even get a reasonable reason for why we're fighting at all. It's just fighting for the sake of extending the amount of time the player is sitting at the game. I can't help finding it a bit ironic that the game I decided to do because I was temporarily sick of Mass Effect has even more pacing problems than Mass Effect 2 ever did.
敵将討ち取ったぜ
At the very least, I expect that guy might have some hard feelings over the fact we killed him and won't even remember his name. Right. Time to kick Nobunaga's ass before that monk has time to surrender to him.
あんたと俺の決着はまだついていない孫一天女のあの日まで
That happened all the way back in the first mission of this campaign, and as far as I can tell, that's the main reason we're still fighting. Because you outright prove that anyone who stands in your way is going to be slaughtered without any mercy.
切り開いてみせよ敵将討ち取ったぜ
I thought the whole point of this was that Magoichi is feeling some hard feelings here.
勝利の女神にまで惚れられてるんだよね
All that, and our gunner bodyguards only managed 4 kills. Downright pathetic.